Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's live trading, and I hope you're very well. Looking at the markets this morning, it's literally 7:30 at the moment. The euro dollar that we're looking at here on the screen, it's in the process of a bit of a retracement from making those lows from yesterday. So I am looking for it to come up a little bit more, and then I'm going to start shorting it basically today. So I'm already short the euro dollar from is it yesterday or the day before? The day before. So I already do have a position which I'm in, but I wanted to have more of a position. So I want to build that position. So looking at the markets today, they look like they're drifting up at the moment, and so I'm going to start positioning for more of a swing. So I don't know if this is going to be day trading or what yet today. I'm not seeing specific day trading opportunities, but I am seeing the potential for, like I said, to put some positions on. So if the euro dollar comes up, what am I actually looking for? I'm looking for it to come up to my upper bands on the 4-hour chart in the first instance. So if it can come up that little bit higher, then I can start edging in. So it looks like I'm maybe putting at least one unit in there, and then I'll be looking up into the 105 area to put another unit. So these are into that swing short. So that's what I'm essentially going to be doing today, because I'm not at the moment not seeing anything from a day trading perspective. So, but certainly from a swing trading perspective, I want to be putting positions in. Okay, I'll press pause for now, and we'll come back to this. Okay, just back. And what I'm going to do, I've decided to steer away from the euro at the moment, because I think the euro could want to retrace a little bit more today. But what I'm going to do is trade this dollar yen. The dollar yen's done what we call an air kiss of its. Oh, I need to bring up the dollar yen. It's done an air kiss of its daily pivot today, which is down at 117.95. And so what I can do is I can cheekily get away with waiting for it to come up to my upper bands here, and then pop a stop up here, which is about 5 or 6 pips. So that's what I'm actually going to do with this dollar yen, and see if I can get away with a cheeky one this morning. And because the euro dollar, I would rather it came up higher. So it doesn't have to. It could just roll over and come down, and in which case the yen will just roll over and carry on going up. But if I can get away with a little cheeky one for this dollar yen to come down to 117.95, which is that daily pivot, it's only a 20 pip move, but I can make an argument for a risk to reward case there, when it should, as it's come that close, it should want to come down to at some point. So if we can get up to the upper bands here, around about here on the 5-minute chart, I will start shorting the dollar yen. It could be one of those trades that's over very, very quickly though, because like I said, let's have a look and see what that actual high is at. So 25.7. So yeah, I'd have a stop up at 26. So we shall see if I can get that trade, and if it's going to give it to me or not. All I need is just a little blip up to the upper bands here, and then I'm away. So I'll just press pause while we're waiting to see if it's going to do that. Okay, right then. So I'm going to be shorting this yen, and it could, like I said, it could be over very, very quickly. So not quite. It was just about there. So just about there. Okay, let's get one unit in here at 19.6 just in case. So I've got one unit in so far. There's 2 units, and I'll put 3 units in this morning. So 3 units short on dollar yen. So what I'm going to do is just get those stops in place. Like I said, this could be over very quickly, because I'm just going to put my stop above that most recent high there. So just going to get that done. So effectively my stop's at 118.27. And like I said, it could be over very quickly when you're trading with a stop like this, but the risk reward's good, so we'll see if it can work out. So okay, so I've got the stops are in place, so just above this high over here, and looking to see if this thing can roll over and come down for that daily pivot, which is air kissed so far today. So that's all I can take out of this at the moment, and So with the euro dollar in that sort of retracement, I'd like to see if the euro dollar can go higher, um, and we'll see about that. And in which case the yen might want to come lower. We'll see. But as you can see, it's just popped anyway. But for the sake of, like I said, about 6 pips stop loss, or whatever it is, 6 or 7 pips stop loss, probably worth a shot on a risk reward basis. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and as you can already see, got stopped out quite quickly on that one. But for the risk to reward, to risk 7 pips to make 20 pips, it was a decent risk to reward. But it's not worked out at this point. But I'll keep my eye on it. You never know; it could reset. It could reset. So I'm going to keep my eye on it. It's got some waning momentum. So if it resets, I'll probably give it another shot. So we'll keep our eye on this dollar yen here this morning. It's probably just a little bit of movement just around the 8 o'clock mark. If it comes back inside its bands, doesn't keep going. If it keeps going, that's fine. But if it comes back into its bands again, then I'll reset it and I'll go again. I'll press pause for now. Okay, just back, and this dollar yen's going to deserve a second attempt. I know it's come up, but it still think it could just be playing around here this morning. So closes back inside the bands. I'll be looking for a second crack at the whip. Could be completely wrong again. Quite happy to do that. Lost £134 on that first trade there. So quite happy to give it another attempt here. So just waiting for it to close inside the bands, then I'll start edging in. What's the high up here? The high, it was at 34. So we'll see. Oh, where's my? Oh, there it is. If I get the chance, then sorry, did I say 34? 40. Let's have a look at that again. 34 was the low. I mean 42.7. So call it 43. So we are now just waiting to see. I've got just over a minute to go to see how we're going to close, and then I'll see if I can get this second attempt in there. But I'll just press pause while we're waiting. Right. Okay. So we have got the dollar yen's come back inside its bands. So it's going to close inside its bands now. We've only got 20 seconds to go. So I'm looking to get a couple of units in. So what I'll do is I'll put one in anyway down here with a stop up at the high, and then see if we get some bounces to get the other units in. So I might as well get one in now. So short at 29 there with one unit, popping the stop above the high at 42, 43. So it is a little bit higher. So at this rate, I'll probably get a second unit in if I can, up against the upper bands. So first unit's in. I'll get that stop loss put in place. So that's up at 118.43. Okay, so and really now, and the reason I've put that one unit in is just in case it just came straight down. Because if it just came straight in and I'm still waiting for it to come up to the upper band, which can sometimes happen. You can see it's coming down at the moment. So if this was to carry on coming down, I'd be sitting there waiting for it to come to the upper band, and then I've missed out entirely. So it's got the 8 a.m. pivot down here at 118.14, so about where my cursor is here. And then, like I said before, we've got the daily pivot below. But I'd really need. I mean, if it came all the way down to the daily pivot, I'd make back all the loss and a small gain on top. But it'd be nicer if I can get 2 units in at least anyway. So we'll see if we can get that. So I've now got to just wait a little bit and see if I get that bounce back up. And if this one fails, excuse me, if it comes back up, I get my second unit in or so, and then it fails and it just comes straight up and stops me out. Okay, so I'll lose 250 quid this morning. It's not the end of the world. It's been actually a really good week this week, a decent week this week. Even though I've had a couple of losses this week, but it's been the winners have been really good. So a pretty decent week anyway. So I'm almost not too fussed about losing £200 or £300 here on a Friday morning on this account. So but obviously my vested interest is to try and be profitable for you. But the other thing with these videos is to demonstrate when you're not profitable. It's all very well. It's nice when they're profitable on Fridays, but I think it's just as important to show what happens when it doesn't work out. because I could very easily just cherry pick trades and put recordings up only when I win, and but that wouldn't be what we do. We're much more real than that. So anyway, I'll press pause for now, and we'll see if I can get this second unit in. Okay, so it looks like I'm going to be able to get this second unit in, but look at where I've got to put the stop. It's not big stops by any means, but so let's get the second unit in right here, 32.9. Okay, so I've got the second unit in. I'd still like to get 3 units in, so I'm actually going to take on a little bit more risk on this trade than was on the first trade. Excuse me. So if I lose on it, I will lose around about probably £200 on this trade if I get the third unit in. It didn't quite hit the upper band there, so if it can get properly fully up to the upper band, I will put a third unit in. But you don't have to. I don't have to do it. I would make enough money if it comes all the way down with just 2 units. So I could look at it from a risk perspective and just say, well, I don't need to put that in. I'll make enough if it comes all the way down. Or I can put it in and say, well, yeah, I'll lose 350 quid this morning if I lose on this as well. So, and I feel fairly content, I guess, because it's been a decent week, that well, I'm quite happy to trade at the end of the week to this week. Some weeks I'll get to. It's funny how some weeks you can get to a Friday and say you don't want to get it back. Oh, there you go, got the third unit in. Some weeks you get to the end of the week and you think, oh, you don't want to give it back. And other weeks you think, actually, I've had a good couple of weeks now. Quite happy to embrace the risk a little bit, and it's not exactly a lot. So, right, 118.43. Just put the stops in. 118.43 is where the stops are in. The guys are here with me in the room, so we're all chatting away, talking about Christmas at the moment, and having to put up Christmas decorations and all that. Anyway, I shall press pause for the time being. Just back, and just want to run through something with you, because this yen's starting to run a little bit, and so let's have a look at it. Look, it's practically back at break even now. And the reason I'm pointing this out is because how interesting I find it that traders will go through the emotions of, oh, I'm back to break even now, so and they'll bank their profits and close out. Oh, I'm back at break even. I've had one losing trade, back at break even, close it out, only to then see the trade carry on. Now, I don't know if the trade's going to carry on, could still go all the way back up again yet and stop me out. But you have to stick to your plan, and yet over and over again you see that type of behaviour from traders. So if you do that type of thing occasionally, you really should be giving yourself a slap on the wrist, because you might be right in that instant, but overall you're not going to be making as much money as you could be by doing that type of thing. So just watch out for that. Anyway, I'll press pause. We'll carry on monitoring this. It's got a bit of work to do. I think there's probably a bounce coming because it's around this 20 MA, 21 MA at the moment. So it could be wanting to do a bounce off this blue line at some point. But then it's a case of if it then comes back over and rolls over. So it's got plenty of work to do just yet. I think it's going to take a while. Okay, just back. I've just got changed. Going to go down to the gym at some point here this morning. And what I'm going to do is, as this yen is coming down, I can start to trail the stop down. I haven't done it yet. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a third off as we're coming down to the 8 AM pivot. I talked about the 8 AM pivot this morning. It's literally just about where this yellow line is. It got very close to it before. It's just below it, actually. So if it can get down there, I'll close one of these out. I don't know if you can see. You see I haven't moved my stops as yet. But yeah, looking at this, it looks like I probably can move the stop down, start to track that down a little bit now. So I'll move it down to 118.40. So let's move these stops down a little bit now. So I'll move those down to 118.40. And then if the price can just get down to, I'm watching the 8 AM pivot, it's down at 118.14 and a half on the chart. So if we can get down there, then I'll bank one of these. So I'll take one of the back ends off. So what you're seeing is that even at the moment, even though we haven't even got to the overall target yet, it's already paid for the loser. Even if I came out now, it's already paid for the loser and given a profit on top. So risk to reward, I was down on the first trade. Oh, sorry, better stop talking here. We're very close to that pivot, so bear with me. Just on top of the pivot, so I'm literally just going to wait for it to actually hit. So I'm watching it off screen at the moment, and now I'm watching it off screen. Hopefully it can hit it whilst I'm recording here. So it's literally, it was just on it. Very, very close. And it just bounced. I can't even quite tell yet whether that's hit. I'll just have a quick look. It might have just hit it, but if it didn't, it's got very, very close. I mean, within probably zero point 0.2 of a pip or something stupid. So I could have banked it there, but because I'm looking for it to overall come lower anyway, I'm sort of waiting for an absolute physical hit, which looks like he's going to say yes. Neil's saying, one of our members is saying. So it's not on mine. It doesn't look like it has on mine, or has it? No, I'm zoomed right in, and no, it looks like it was probably about 0.1. It was probably 0.1 off. Yeah. So, but I mean, 0.1 of a pip, got close. Anyway, so missed out there for now. So I'll just take that one off. But yeah, the whole point is that from a risk reward perspective, I think the first trade lost about £130. And I've not only made back, even at this stage, back 130, but now delivering 172 on top of that. So all about the power of risk reward and looking for good risk reward opportunities. So let's see if this time it's going to get there. But all the time you're waiting because of the video switched on, sometimes you're just wasting time here. And I know you guys are sitting at home all and watching this. So hopefully it can get there this time, otherwise I'll have to turn it off. So anyway, let's see if we can get there this time. And then what we're still looking overall for the daily pivot for the other targets. So if we can get down to the daily pivot overall, but we're in such a good risk reward position that I can certainly afford to take a third off here. So if it's going to get there this time, go on then. You're going to come down there for me. Very close again. We're wasting time here on the recording. It's a pain, isn't it? It's thinking about it. I'm going to have to press pause again in a minute. No, I'll have to press pause. It's nearly there. So close. Oh no, it's nearly there. I'm about to press pause, and then it's all of a sudden it decides, oh no, I do want to come down. So I mean, we're literally less than a pip away. So I'm being really fussy this morning, holding out for that absolute hit, and it's really close now. So I mean, I must be. I'm getting told to close it here from the guys in the room. Probably because it's becoming a bit of a pain on the video. So we're within a pip. So I'll bank that there. There you go. So I'll take that. We are within a pip. Probably within a half a pip of the level there. So I think it's going to go, but it's just making the video boring if I just carry on like that. So anyway, so I've banked a third there. So I've banked a third. And so we're just going to see how this goes. Overall, I was just saying to the guys in the room, overall the dollar yen is fairly flat. If we look at the hourly chart, it's pretty flat. So I mean, if it starts coming down, you never know. It could have a really decent retracement. You never know. It's maybe well beyond the daily pivot. But remember the daily pivot's at 117.95. So that was my target, and I was happy with that. But again, I could come out at 117.95 and it comes all the way down to the hourly 50. So could end up being a really good one. So okay, let's do this then. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up the orders again, because I'm looking at it and it could have a larger retracement. Oh, actually, no, that's enough. So I just spotted the 4-hour charts, and the 4-hour charts are, of course, it could come further down, but actually, that daily pivot does come in with my 4-hour lower band. So I think I won't get greedy there. That's right. Okay, so let's put the orders in, because I'm going to be popping off to the gym. So let's put in those orders. 117. Now 95 is the actual pivot, so I'm going to put it in at 97 as my target. 117. Okay, as my actual target. So if it gets to that target, so it's only about 35 pips, yeah, about 35, 36 pips on this 2/3, but it still end up being a reasonable trade if it can get down there. But we have to bear in mind this hourly chart is not really doing much. It's still quite possible that it just is having, although it's having a little bit of a sell-off here, that it turns around and then it goes all the way back up again. So hence why I've taken that third off at the 8 a.m. pivot. So if it does come all the way back up now, then most of the trade will be paid for on this trade. So let's still end up with a loss for the day, but you've got to try and run your trades for the overall targets that you set out. So we shall see. Right, okay, I shall press pause now. Right, okay, just back already, and the yen's coming down here, and I've realised that actually I need to extend the target on the final third because I'm in this euro short, so the euro's going up at the moment, yen's coming down. So I might as well use the final unit. Let's just extend that further before I'm too late. Further away. I might as well push that a little bit further away down to 85. So I've just changed that limit order down to 85 because that would be about where the lower bands are on my 4-hour charts. And the euro looks like it might have a bit more upside in it still to come, which means the yen could have quite a bit more downside. So I've just stretched that target because it acts as a bit of a hedge against my euro short. Okay. One thing I should do on these now is change my so I'm just looking off screen here at the moment, is change the stop losses. Right, so I need to adjust those stops now. So I was just looking at the charts off screen just to see. I can move those stops to sort of 33 now, which is I think is about break even actually. So let's have a look. So what was the entry? 32 point, yeah, the entries were at 32.9. So I'm going to move those stops to break even now. I think that's allowable actually. So yeah, stops are getting moved to break even. So 33 I'll move it to. So essentially at break even now. But a really good example here, and we're still not there yet, but yet again another example of risk to reward. Now I've been in trades like this on Friday videos before where I've been up comfortably and then it's stopped, not quite got to target and then come all the way back up. But it's just a good example of risk to reward. Not taking any big positions, but the risk to reward soon starts to play itself out. So we'll keep our eye on that. I'll press pause for now. Okay, and just back, and the yen's come down to that second target, so it hit that target. I've been down the gym, and it subsequently bounced a bit. I've now moved my stop to 118.20. Did that while I was down the gym, because I'll come back to this point. Although it had a nice little sell-off here, again, you have to sometimes put stuff into context and say, well, you know, it could have more of a sell-off, but look how flat it is. So we've got to be a little bit sensible, should I say, and trail the stop probably, because it has been very flat overall. Obviously, it'd be nice if it can come back over again, but so we shall see. So let's have a look at the trade. So that one was hit at 97, 117.97. Obviously, this was the first one that came out at the 8 a.m. pivot. 117.97, and obviously we're currently at 118.09 and my stop's now at 118.20. So whatever happens, it will be a profitable day. It's just a case of how much profit now, as opposed to is it going to be a winner or a loser? So that's the main point. So anyway, I will press pause for the time being and we'll see how it goes. Okay, just back finally now. The trade is completed. We can see that it's come up to beyond 20. So let's look at this. And I think it was definitely the right thing I did, trading the stop and doing everything I did there. You can always look back at it in hindsight and say, well, it was a great risk reward, Charlie, even down to the levels that you came out at. Could have taken it there, yes. But it's still a great risk reward because I made more back than the original loss and a half decent profit on the back. Let's have a quick look then. bring the account over. So what is it in the end? Okay, 286 quid. So I was down 136 or something like that, I think, and then made 286. Could have been a lot more if I'd have banked the other one down there, the final unit down there as well. But not a bad day. A good exercise in risk to reward. And if you run your trades and you find the good risk rewards, then they more than make up for any losing trades. So there we go. And obviously I'm still in that Euro trade, which the Euro trade looking to hold on to that one. So that one could be quite a half decent run in the end, I think, on the on that Euro trade. So a half decent little morning there on Friday's live trading, and I shall see you next Friday.